Hey, everybody. I want to thank you guys all again for coming in and joining us on the Shahs Rewatch that I'm doing with all you dirties. Today, we have a very special guest, one of our best dirties, Lindsay Spector. Say hi, Lindsay. Tell everybody how
Hey,
you are.
I'm doing great. This is so fun.
All right, cool, cool, cool. We're happy to have you. You've always been a day one dirty. We really appreciate you. And you teach kids, correct?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to thank you for that as well. Help molding the young minds because they are our future.
Challenging
What?
job at times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, all right. So, kiddo, let me ask you this: Why Shahs? Why? How long did you watch Shahs? Did you watch it from the beginning?
Okay, I think you're really gonna love this. So I watched it from the beginning, and it's funny. So I grew up in the San Fernando Valley,
Okay.
and I know the fact that most of the people from the show are from Beverly High. Well, I went to like the Beverly High equivalent in the Valley of Taft High School, where we also had a lot of Persians and Iranians of Jewish, Muslim, Christian, etc. And that was like my core group of friends.
Okay.
So I felt like, oh, this is like my friends. They're just 10 years older than I am.
Yeah, and act 10 years younger.
Yeah, exactly. Because when it came out, I was what, in my mid 20s, and they were in their like mid to late 30s where I'm at now. And I'm like, I don't
I
even know
think those
what to
records
think
are
about.
sealed, by the way. I don't think anybody's telling you any correct information about when their birthdays are.
Whatever, whatever. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
assumed exact kind of where they were at and when it came out, stuff like that, you
But
know?
let me ask you this: you said you had Persian friends. Did they act like these knuckleheads?
Some of them, yes, and some of them still do, and they're still running off to Vegas and doing their things. And I know later on in the series they like go to Palm Springs. I'm like, well, we did that, but we were just in high school when we did that because Vegas was not for us at that time.
Okay. Now, is how big a reality fan are you?
Oh, totally. I mean, from the beginning of like not so much real world, but like even the Osbournes when they first started,
Okay.
anything E, TLC, and Bravo are like my jam.
Oh, so that's if I come in your house right now and I turn on your TV, your DVR, that's all that's there.
That's basically all it is. Yep.
Got you. Now, knowing that, who is do you have like a Mount Rushmore of the shows or characters?
Huh. Which channel we want to go? Should we stick with Let's stick with Bravo.
Okay, let's stick.
Okay.
Look at you. What channel? I'm sorry. All right, let's
Well,
stick
you
with.
know what?
Let's.
Let's not
Oh, I didn't
gamble
realize
again.
who I was fucking with. All right, let's go. Who do you have with Bravo?
Okay, well, let's see. Mount Rushmore or should we do like a dinner party?
Oh,
Which one do you want
look
to go?
at like you. It's your show, Lindsay. Let's do it. Let's go to dinner. Let's go to
Well,
dinner. I'll
just
always stuff my
because
face. What do you got?
I gotta have MJ just because. Like I feel
Yeah.
like her and I are so similar. We would really be like
Just make sure they
friends.
are serving alcohol at this dinner
Of course,
because if not, I
obviously,
don't think she's coming.
obviously.
Yeah.
Of course, they're gonna be alcohol. I can do a spread like the Persians do. Don't you worry.
Okay. Good. 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 All right.
Um,
We got MJ.
let's see. I will take let's take Sheena.
Okay. My wife would
Um,
love that. They're friends, so my
yeah.
wife would love that.
Okay, I need some guys. Let me take, you know what? I'm gonna take Mauricio because I know MJ works for him. So that would be
Okay.
I'm gonna take also Josh Altman from Million
Okay. Josh
Dollar.
is a funny guy. I've
Yeah,
met Josh a couple of times, and he's like, yeah, he definitely. I've never really watched the show. I mean, I've caught minutes or two
yeah,
here or there, but he's definitely a lot different just in his vernacular and the way he talks. Like
yeah.
he's got a little bit of a dirty mouth when
Yeah,
you
I
talk
can
to
see
him on
that.
a private
Well,
level.
I actually won one of his wife's giveaways on Instagram years ago. It was like a mommy thing. I gave it to my sister. So that was so I have a connection there too.
Okay.
Um, let's
I
see.
think that's it. You got four on the
I know that's
Rushmore.
pretty good,
Well,
right? I
dinner's
gotta stick.
different than Mount Rushmore. I don't know how many dinner
Listen,
guests you're gonna have.
I also gotta stick with my like LA people having grown up there, even though I'm in San Diego now. I just that's like it's part of me, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure that's
Especially,
something that you miss
yeah,
too, right? That's probably why
exactly.
you gravitate to a lot of these shows.
Exactly.
All right, now let's jump into the show. So we watched episode 3.
Yeah.
My wife finally is sobered up. It seems, except by the
Yeah.
end of the episode when they go to this other party, she seems a little intoxicated there too. Um, But what do you think? So, like, right now, have you watched all 3
I
episodes?
did watch all three because I wanted to also remind myself of what's what and
Good
what's
girl. Good girl.
yeah.
Now, who you loving? Like, who you loving? Who you not liking? Who do you like? Who's off with their head? Who do where you at right now?
Okay.
Try
So
now again, trying to remove any of the
anything,
knowledge that you have at the end, right? Like you know a lot more now,
yeah.
obviously. But I'm just talking in that snapshot. First 3 episodes, who you digging, who you not liking. What do you think it's on?
Okay. So you're gonna probably think this is funny, but honestly, like Mike would be one that I like just because of the fact that that's the same guy type of guy I grew up with.
Got you.
So it's
Yeah,
like
no, listen, Mike has not done anything wrong in these 3 episodes to
right,
make you not like Mike. Now, Mike, I'm going to ask you, the same thing I asked Lisa, same thing I asked Joan Slahuka.
okay,
So, yes, so I asked Lisa and I asked Joan, and they both gave me the same reason of Mike. But I think their opinion is because of the shit that Mike's done
correct,
recently.
correct,
Um, in the first 3 episodes, Mike to me hasn't really done anything that would make you not like Mike. Like he's just, and he's definitely is who he is. He's
right.
looking
I
to,
agree.
shack up with
He's being
whoever.
a
The
typical
Playboy type, that's definitely
yeah,
how they casted him. You know what I
exactly.
mean? And like you said, the Jesse, who did the casting, if he just heard what you said, he would know that he hit the nail out of where you said he's just like the guys. I know a lot of them that I grew up with. That's what they were trying to do. That Playboy type, the one that's, a good looking, suave Persian guy, got some
Right.
money, and, so they nailed it. Okay. What else you got?
Okay. Gigi will always rub me the wrong way.
Yeah. I don't want to pick on Gigi,
I hate to. Yeah.
but because like I always have, and it's like, oh, but yeah, man, I have a problem when people have that thirst for attention. You know what I mean?
And
Because to me, principles, morals, ethics, shit like that will go out the window because you want attention. You know what I mean? So it's something
exactly.
I've always kind of had a little bit of a problem with. And I'll tell you now, she said in this episode that she's been going to therapy her whole fucking life. I hope her father
Ah,
saved the receipts because that shit
exactly.
ain't working.
I
And
was thinking
and I
the
just don't
exact same
believe
thing.
that. Like I don't believe that if you're going and sitting down with the professional for a real fucking long time, that you still have this hair trigger. You know what I mean? Like that you're just ready to fight all the time.
Exactly.
I had court ordered anger management as people,
Right, right.
and like I know I still have a temper, but I also know that you know it's not going to be just you didn't throw out the garbage. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
not going to be that. Like it's going to be for a fucking reason. She just has a temper like over nothing. I would think
Yeah.
that if you had this type of interaction with the professional, that it wouldn't escalate to that level all the fucking time, and it seems to do. So I'm with you, man. It
Yeah.
definitely rubs me the wrong way as well.
Yeah. And then I have a few points like on Asa. Like she's just too out there for me.
Asa is a fucking fraud, dude.
That's
And
gonna
I'm not even saying that about like what I know about Asa. I'm not
right,
even
right, right.
talking about that. I'm talking about watch the fucking show, dude. The first fucking episode, all she talks about is these other Persians, all they care about is money, and like everybody's all money
Right,
hungry,
right.
and that's totally not her. She's driving in a Mercedes, dude.
And
At the
wearing
party, she couldn't wait to show everybody her fucking uh
and
Furstenberg, whatever, the designer
yeah,
earrings
the
that she had.
jewelry, the this, everything. Her whole
But at
look,
the
the
party,
clothes.
she pointed out these are original Karen von Hersterberg. I think she said whatever.
Yeah.
I thought you don't give a shit.
Who
You
cares?
know
It
what I
doesn't
mean?
matter.
Like, yeah. The other thing that really irritates me about Asa. So like the music and the diamond water, right? Both of those things, the way that she's presented them to you as or us as the audience, is
Right.
that they're a fucking part of her soul, that they're like a part
Right.
of how she lives and eats and breathes. And if that's the fucking case, you want to be done doing music by season 3, dude. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You want to be done
Exactly.
drinking the diamond water by season 2 after nobody drank it and bought it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like it's a part of you. I know musicians that just play music, dude. They don't give a fuck
Right.
if anybody ever gives them a nickel. They just
Exactly.
like to play, and
Exactly.
diamond water and all. Like to me, it's just she's opened up a lemonade stand on fucking
True.
this show, and she's just gonna try and sell whatever the fuck she could sell, and whatever gets traction, that's what
Right.
she's gonna go with. And she set that precedent to me from the first
For
episode,
sure.
which again, I give you credit. If you're gonna get on reality TV, you want to
Gotta
make a
have your
fucking
thing.
nickel for it. You
Right.
know
And
what I mean? You don't want to just be on TV. We
for
know
sure.
Jamie. You've met
Right.
Jamie, my friend
Right.
Jamie, right?
Yeah.
That was a big problem that I had with Jamie, that he was given this opportunity and he didn't have anything in his life going on.
Right.
So only thing they had to show was him doing drugs, because
And
that's all they
partying.
had. So then he had to lean into it more, because
Right.
that was his character now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I've already had that experience. So I definitely fully understand the idea of going in with the fucking plan and trying to make
Right.
something, because these shows will not last forever. That
Exactly.
being said, don't define that as part of a character that you are, because like I said, that comes across as very inauthentic. Like Mike wanted to sell shoes. We'll get to that a few later.
Right.
That's
Right.
fine,
Right.
dude. You
Right.
shoe head. Even Jax, who I don't really like, he's got a bar. You're in the
Yeah.
bar business, whatever. Do sell a
For
bar.
sure.
But when you start talking about like the music is a part of who I am as a person and a being, and then fucking
And then
nobody
that's
buys
it.
an album, so you just stop. You don't perform anymore. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just comes across as very disingenuous.
She's better off with her like clothing that I think whatever she.
Yeah, she stumbled onto something
Yeah.
that worked. God
Yeah.
bless. And then she ran
Totally.
for the hills with it. God bless.
Totally.
But the other stuff before it is just like, come on, dude. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and I didn't think the Diamond Water came into it this early. I was told
Yeah, I
it,
didn't
like,
remember
later,
that either.
but
Yeah.
it's like it's just like I said, of all the people so far on the show, she's the one that's really irked me the most. Gigi is still like that to a certain extent. So
Right.
you know, like
It's
it
just
just
who she
is what it is. That's her personality.
Yeah.
Take a leave. Like us, I just still feel like that's just disingenuous. And if you're on these shows, man, you got to be real, dude. You got to be real.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's not
for
going to
sure.
work out, you know?
For sure. I mean, listen, Reza, it will always be a character. I'm sure that's just how he is in real life. And
Yes.
this
And
is
my
just-
wife, that line she said about if you don't want to buy their
Wait.
selling styles,
Yeah, I wrote it
if you
down.
don't want
I
to
wrote
buy
it. Hold
him,
on, I wrote
and
this
he wants to
down.
like gut you, and like
Yes.
it's so true,
Yes.
dude. It's so true about everything in life. Like if you don't stand on a wall for him, then you're dead to him. He'll push you off the wall, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just it was so apropos. It was such a great line by her. I will say in a few things,
Yeah.
just that I know.
Right.
Number one, that office that they shared, if you look at it, and I'm not trying to pick on Reza, that was my wife's office. And
I
they
had a
put his
feeling.
desk in there
I had a
to
feeling.
film it. And look at the size of the desks. And you could just tell
Yes.
that so they did that for filming. You know, that was her office, and they did that to make that work. And that's why it looks like he's sitting at like his kid's, yeah, it's like at his kid's desk. A few Sammy. I love Sammy personally. I mean, he's one of my good friends. That's my wife's friends.
Yeah.
Come on, who's dressing the guy, bro? He got the ascots on, and the fucking like he got his medallion around his neck. His hair looks fucking terrible, and now. Like today, he shaves, like not shaves at all, but he keeps it real close.
Yeah.
He's gone a little gray, so it just looks so much better.
I
than
bet.
What he's got like a bunch of loose matchsticks on his head.
I noticed that.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
But I think it was kind of the times. Like I'm looking at their outfits. Can I like?
Go bring it. Give me what
MJ,
you got.
Like their outfits. I'm like, okay, well, I wore these same exact things that they're wearing. I'm like,
okay.
This makes sense. I'm like, now I'm taken back to 10, 12 years ago. I'm like, well, this totally makes sense. And just the way they look and the way they speak. And I'm like, well, that again makes sense for the time and where we've come now. It's so interesting to really go back. And
well, I hope he leaves those ascots in 2012. Yeah. I hope he leaves those back there.
Yeah. I hope he dresses better now.
It's funny too, that house that he's doing with Muhammad. Yeah. So Muhammad, for those that don't know, is Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid's dad.
Yep.
And the mother is someone that was on one of the housewives, correct?
Yeah, Yolanda
Yolanda for
on
right,
Beverly Hills.
yes. Alana is another daughter that he has, and that's with his first wife.
Got it.
I know Alana for a long time. I know her through Jamie. She used to do the door at one of the popular nightclubs out here. And I actually went to her birthday party at that house when it
Oh
was
wow.
finished.
Well, I
And
think that house.
apropos of nothing, meaning
No,
like I
but
didn't
I
know
think
any that, I went for
that
her,
that
but I went to
connection,
that
yeah.
house. So it was like,
But
oh, wait, I know
I
that house.
think that house was on, I want to say maybe Vanderpump Rules or Beverly Hills Housewives because Lisa Vanderpump was there. So I feel like I saw that also with another.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like you
Yeah,
get paid a lot of times for appearance fees
right.
and shit. And a house like that, you probably got a piece of coin for.
Yeah,
Plus, you could show off your design and whatnot. So I
definitely.
wouldn't doubt it. And when it's done, it was beautiful. It still is beautiful. Although I think he might have sold it or some shit. But
Probably.
yeah, I went to that house and it was definitely beautiful. Now going back to Mike.
Yes.
I'm gonna get pretty philosophical right
Go
now.
ahead.
Now, I don't think he will ever love a woman more than he loves his mother.
I mean, the fact that you bring this up, I have to say, having a Jewish mother is like a different level. Like Vito with MJ, the Persian mom, it's very similar, regardless of religion. But not being Persian myself, but like Persian adjacent, let's say, because close.
Mm-hmm.
But the way his mother talks, I really think part of it is just also the aspect of a Jewish mom.
Yeah, and when he said that he's the only one, like my wife and my mother-in-law talk to basically every day.
Right.
If they're in a tiff, they might not talk for a day here or there,
I
but they
also
talk to
talk
each
to
other a
I
lot.
also talk to my mom every
Yeah,
day.
I think a lot of
Text me
people
good
do.
night. If she
I
doesn't text
so,
me good
but
night, I'm like, is something wrong? Like, what happened?
I don't think that you know, he believes or that he'll ever really love a woman more than his mother, because I think he also believes that they all pale in comparison to her. You know what
True.
I mean? I think, um, like, even when he was sitting there and she's talking to him and he's not even paying a fucking attention to a word that she's
Right.
saying because there's the
Right.
mob agency that's outside, you know? She doesn't, she's not bothered by that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, like, I don't know. It's like I said, I just feel like that she's always been there to kind of encourage him, lift him up when he's down, do what's, from wiping his ass to a kid, making him meals, whatever it is. I feel like
Right.
that he has her. So like he doesn't really need another woman in his mind. He could
True.
keep throwing his dick around town and keep dating and keep having fun and doing whatever, because the only woman that really matters is home. You know what I mean? That was the impression that I got. Just watching them sit down and eat, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. But I feel like I have friends that again, like him, that where their mother is like, well, why are you still single? Why are you this? Where's the kids? Where's the that? Da, 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 da. Like,
But that Persian, marrying a Persian broad, you could tell in that scene,
oh
that's
yeah.
a real thing.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that wasn't, like Vida
Well,
don't give a shit.
right.
Vida didn't give a shit. I'm pretty sure that, not that I'm close with Gigi, but I am close with Layla.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Gigi's parents could care less about who you're with.
I
So,
think
but from Mike, that's a real thing, dude. Like
yes.
that, you could tell she wasn't fucking around, dude. So I'm curious to see how this will work out when Jessica comes
Next.
into the
Yep,
picture.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because like she's definitely not going to be pumped.
No. But ultimately I think our parents just want us happy regardless, but in general, but I do see the cultural and the religious aspect coming from his mother.
Yes, that's what I mean. I think you're right in theory that,
Correct.
yeah, they just want you to be happy. But I think with his family in particular, they're very entrenched in the community
Right.
amongst the Persians and whatnot. And I think they care. I
Right.
think they definitely give a shit. I think that, like if he was going to marry outside of that community, but it was like she's a surgeon and she's the director of a nonprofit and
Right.
she's, all that. Yeah, great. But if she's just a regular girl, I don't like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
There's plenty of regular Persian Jewish girls that you could be
Right.
with if it's just going to be
Exactly.
a
I
regular
could probably
girl.
send some his way, but they might not be fit his type, you know?
Yes, 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 yes. Now, another interesting, that car that my wife is, I sold that car for my wife.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was just seeing it. It's like, oh wow, I sold that
I
car
know
for
that
my wife.
one.
Yeah, I remember that car. I remember that car. I sold that. Now, as when they start to go to or when they go to this sip party,
Oh, Reza.
yes, at Reza's house. Now, Reza, you could tell, is trying to, mediate things, kind of get things hashed out. And last week, or, if you listen to this on last week's episode, I stuck up for Anita
Right.
because you could tell that she didn't want to get in the fray. Right. She didn't want to, she's on TV. She wanted to look sophisticated. She didn't want to look like, I'm going to get into a fight at the pool in Vegas. And she looked classy and whatnot. I got to say, man, I take some of that back this week. And I don't necessarily take that aspect. Like, she was very cowardly this week. At that party, it's one, if you want to stay that line, then stay that line, right? But you could tell that she wants to still be on the show, right? That's probably one of the reasons that she didn't make the show or didn't make it in the long run was because she wasn't confrontational and she didn't want to, have those moments where you're going to have to sit down and talk shit out.
The nonverbal like reactions when she walked in or when Gigi walked into the part, like that Anita's making, like that. No, you have to, that's great for the viewer, but it's not real. Like,
it's not what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And again, if that was all that it was, I'd be fine. But she literally went around that party and talked shit about Gigi to everybody that was there.
Right.
That's cowardly, dude. You know what I mean? You can't do that on a reality show. There's cameras and there's mics, bro. They're gonna pick it up.
Yep.
And so, like, I know in real time, she's probably not even noticing how that's working. But again, when they're doing an edit, she went from person to person to person saying, yeah, I just can't do it with her and blah, blah, blah. And then she comes in and you don't say anything to her. That's cowardly, in my opinion. And then when you do have that moment, it was just Gigi took zero accountability.
I mean, per usual, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a Persian normal, the sorry is a 4-letter word in Farsi, dude. It means I think it means go fuck yourself. There's a statue in Iran of the one guy that ever apologized, and people just walk past it and spit on it because it's not something that they do not encourage it. They do not believe in it. And their apologies are very much like Gigi's was. I'm sorry that you made me do it. Like I was very controlled, and then you came all in my face. You did that, right? It's like I watched it. No, she didn't. You know what I mean?
So like gaslighting before we had gaslighting.
Yes, gaslighting and Farsi is the same word for sorry. I bet it's probably the same thing.
And fuck off, like just go. Okay.
Yeah. So she definitely did not take any accountability. And then Anita basically apologized. And it was like, why are you doing that? And, I think that another great thing that Reza said was that Gigi is the craziest one at this party, but MJ is close number 2 because my wife started talking like philosophically, and it was just like, yeah, bitch, you need to shut up too. You're crazy as hell. Yeah. We don't need you. Plus, she was 3 sheets to the wind. She sampled a bunch of champagne.
She gets the eyes.
Yes.
She gets the eyes. I have a friend that gets those same eyes, and I tell her, I'm like, you got the eyes? Like, that's it. We are done. It's the eyes. Tell it all.
Yes. Oh no, I know when I could spot my wife from my vision ain't what it used to be, but I could spot my drunk wife from fucking 7 miles away, dude. And it's like you can tell when it's like, especially there's an element of buzzed
Right.
and then drunk. You
And
know what I mean?
over
And she
again.
was
Yep.
drunk. And that last, when they did the group hug, she was definitely drunk. But yeah, man, I thought that I definitely thought that it was um a good episode. I
Yeah.
thought that I'm happy that it wasn't all just in Vegas anymore.
True.
And I'm happy that they kind of blew past that Gigi leaving shit.
Right.
I mean, I know that it was kind of central that they had the argument and whatnot, but like that's the stuff that annoys me about Gigi. Like just to leave and like it's
Yeah.
got to be a big thing. Everything's
Right.
got to be a big thing and over the top. I guess that's the Persian element too, and that's also why
Listen, if
these
that's
people
her
are on
coping
TV.
mechanism to just leave a situation because she can't handle it, fine. But it doesn't have to turn into this whole big, oh my God, she left. She left us here. She did this. She did. We got to find out why. We have to do this. It doesn't really matter.
I agree. I agree. Now I do realize that some of that is production,
For
right?
sure.
And it
For
is
sure.
reality TV. And oh my God. And listen, this is, not to minimize shit, especially when you fast forward
Right.
you like knowing how things worked out. The drama got a lot more dirty
Oh, yeah.
later on, right?
Yeah.
Like this is fun drama. Like, oh my God, I can't like I'm leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Or
fun
like,
drama. So
or
I
even
get it.
really what the fight between Gigi and Anita was about. I didn't even really
Yeah,
appreciate
but they
that's
were
what it was.
my wife and her were both totally wrong. They were making fun of her to like next to her
Oh,
at
let's
dinner.
talk shit right in front of the person. Great. That
Yeah,
opens
yeah,
over.
about a dress and whatever, and like, being real catty. And but again, my wife, when she's drunk like that, I don't want to continue to stick up for her. But when she's drunk like
Right.
that, she doesn't fucking know what the fuck is going on.
No, of
Like
course
even
not.
the next day when they were telling her, she was like, "Yeah, well, I don't
Yeah,
even
sure.
remember, man." But she's very much, um, a Regina George too in that element. Like she'll be a mean girl. If there's
Right.
girls that if they're being catty, she'll be catty with you.
Right.
But yeah, man, I thought that it was entertaining. I'm happy that it didn't stay in Vegas. I'm happy that it came back to
Right.
LA. Um, I definitely, Reza's still leading the charge. You could still
Makes
kind of
sense.
tell that the show is built like they definitely needed him. They
For
needed him,
sure.
man. They
For
needed him early on. My wife, who I love, but she can't pull the sled. She's a little too in too many
all
different,
over. Yeah.
yeah. And even with that, she kept trying to make people make up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just make up. I just want to make up. And you need to have a little drama, right? So I think that he knows that you still need some drama. Um, but not to keep beating this horse, but nobody's ever been more perfect for reality TV than the guy. Like he knows
Oh, yeah.
exactly
The
what
look, the
needs to
this,
be done.
laying out when he had his clothes laid out on the bed. I mean,
You're a smart girl, Lindsay. That's a perfect encapsulation of exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
right.
No one told him to do that. You know
No,
what I mean?
and
No,
he
I'm
does it
watching
probably
the
all
show.
the time.
I'm watching the show and I've been on one of these shows,
Right.
right? And I've even seen Chloe and Lamar be made,
Right.
from 10
Right.
fucking feet away. I know
Right.
what I like. There's certain things that I could tell, oh, that's production. Oh,
Right.
that's produced.
Right.
That's, that ain't produced, dude. That's him knowing that this is going to look good on camera. I'm going to put
Exactly.
all my shit out on the bed. I'm going to set all the shit up. Like that's him. He
Make
knows
sure the
that.
name is showing and I'm pointing out this brand.
Yeah.
That.
Do you see that on anybody else's bed? You know what I mean? Are you seeing that in anybody else's room? Nobody. Like they're scanning it and they're showing that, but it's not like he's done the work for them. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And yeah, man, it's he definitely understands the assignment way better than. That's why I could understand why, to this day it really eats at him that he's not on a show.
For sure.
Because like in his mind, it's like this, I'm fucking, it's like telling Michael Jordan you can't shoot baskets. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like, what do you mean I can't? You should want me to shoot baskets. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a
Probably
real
why
good
he was
basketball
so
player.
happy to be on that the other show he was on recently. That's just,
Yes. The GOAT. But that's also why he didn't like Traders, because Traders, they treated you the same. It was like there was regular people on it. There was people, and he didn't feel like he feels like he
it's
deserves.
still above.
Yeah, especially, and again, in his defense, he had just gotten canceled from a show like that was on 10 years. So I'm sure like it was just one gut punch after another at that particular point in time. And kind of brought him down a peg. And I
Right.
think you know, that definitely humbled him a little bit. But in this moment now on this show, you could tell that like he's leaving it all on the field. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? He's not going to let this opportunity come and go and say, I
right.
didn't give it my best effort.
For sure.
You could tell that. Whereas my wife, this is just this is just who she is. You could just kind of see you're floating in and out of her life. Like her life's not changing. This is how she is.
Right.
I did like that they kind of, they really delved into their work early
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, definitely.
That by the time I was in the picture seemed to really go away. Um, I'm sure that has to do with them all making more money.
And they didn't have to necessarily work there 9 to 5 or whatever,
Yeah,
Like
I
real
think
estate
that's
isn't
probably
that
the
bad,
reason, but at this point in time, you don't know if the show's going to work or whatever.
but
And
right.
so they're definitely out there still hustling. I thought that was good to see. Um, I don't think that, that Mike is very good at business. I don't,
No, not at
I
all.
don't, I don't, I don't like, and the guy that he was with, he looked like he was like the legal representation for the Lollipop Guild, dude. He was real small and he had that squeaky voice. I was like, what the fuck? Get this guy a treehouse, bro.
Again, another kid I grew up with,
Yeah.
like same kid I kind of grew
Get
up
this guy a
with.
treehouse and an oven to bake cookies with, and I think you guys will be good, man. So I don't know. That part was just a little hard to take serious. Like
Well,
that guy didn't look like he's ever been allowed in a nightclub in his life, and he's buying
well,
a
and
nightclub.
it's
Whatever,
funny. Yeah,
whatever.
they're trying to open a nightclub. I'm like, okay, 2010, 11, whenever it was probably filmed, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, well, Hollywood was pretty popping at the time, but now we want to go to downtown? Really?
Yeah. The neighbors? What neighbors are gonna complain, bro? The
Exactly.
crackheads or the dope heads?
They're on the street.
Who's
They
gonna
don't
get
like it.
mad? The dope heads want to sleep. Like I'm trying to nod out over here, and you guys, if this music's killing me. Yeah, that's true, dude. Like, yeah, I don't think you really have a problem with the fucking neighbors in downtown Los Angeles, but whatever. Um, but all in all, man. So what do you? Like, what are you thinking going forward? Like, who are you thinking that who you can't wait to see what's next with?
Um, well, I do obviously want to see more. I know they have more trips and different things that they go on, but just more seeing how that they all get along and then don't get along, and they're the more drama, right?
Okay.
Who's gonna stir the pot the next time?
Okay. 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 All right. So Lindsay wants to see some pot stirring. Okay.
Which is
Um,
inevitable because it's already started.
yes, yes, yes. And amongst this bunch, I don't think that they could go that long without stirring some shit up. And I think that
I want to add something back to the
go
champagne
ahead.
party. So Gigi was all talk about this champagne and knowing all the differences, but yet she could barely name any of them.
That's another thing that bothers me about Gigi, dude. Like, it's the same thing with the guns. I've been shooting guns my whole life.
Okay,
She looks
sure.
like she never touched one, dude. She got
Right,
fucking sights and shields on. You never
right.
do. If you have any experience with guns, you're never going to wear 6-inch heels to go shoot guns, dude.
No, you're
You're
gonna
just
need
not going to
something.
do it.
Oh,
You know what
definitely.
I'm saying? And it's not because I want to look good on TV. It's just because it's not practical, bro. You could
Right.
hurt yourself. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? And then this episode, I know all the champagne. And
Okay,
I guarantee you, because we're doing a full rewatch here, right?
right.
I guarantee you 3 times in season 1 and 4 times in season 2,
Something else
once in
like this
season
will
5,
come up.
it's always going to come up, dude.
Yep.
Always going to come up. So that's why, like, when people, especially like the last year or two of Shahs, were like, Gigi's showing so much growth. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Not
You know
quite.
what I mean? Like, where? Well, I don't know. So yeah, no, I'm with you, and that's a good call. I'm happy you brought that back up because I had a note on that too, and I like that's craziness. It's craziness. But Mike was able to spot them all. I don't
I
know.
was not that surprised, to be
I'm
honest.
not that surprised either.
Kind of
I'm not
makes
that
sense.
surprised. And Mike definitely does have wealthy friends. Like
Oh,
a
for
lot of
sure.
these people on this show talk a lot of shit. You
Oh,
know what
I'm
I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
Mike has wealthy friends. He definitely knows wealthy people. Again, like I said, that's why for him, I feel like the way he's portrayed on the show matters to him more than anybody else on the show because
Right.
of that outside community that exists off the show. And I
Correct.
think that, he worries a lot about that.
And also, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm sure I have a like 1 degree person, not like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Personally with for sure.
Guaranteed.
For sure.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Sammy too. Sammy too.
Yeah.
Sammy fucking
Yeah.
knows everybody. Sammy
Yeah.
knows fucking everybody. He really does.
Yeah. I made it. Okay. This is funny though.
Okay.
I have a question. Has Gigi really calmed down with having a child? And didn't her brand was like woosah? Did she ever woosah?
Again, I'm with you, man. First off, I don't have a close enough relationship with Gigi to really speak on like this, that, or the other. I am close with her sister. So I do get some filtered out information.
Correct.
And there's a constant civil rivalry between them. So you never, some things, you never know who's, but I just know because I've started 5 businesses in my life that no. You know what I mean? No, you don't. Like, if we could sit down and you could talk about your business plan and you could talk about who's handling the marketing, like where are you selling it? Are you holding inventory? Like, I know he would not know what the fuck I was talking about any of the things I just said, dude. I know it in my bones. So like, I just find it very hard to believe. And I don't know, my wife was, they were somewhere doing a live podcast or something, and and she was talking about, I'm a businesswoman now. I have 3 companies. And I was like, I'm just like, I can't.
Maybe you're the face of the company, but maybe you don't own the company.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's Layla's about her shit too. Layla is a businesswoman. Her sister Layla is. So I don't know. Maybe she has that in her, and she just needed to get it brought out. But I just find it very hard. I just really find that hard to picture. Plus, between her, the rheumatoid arthritis and, just being conditioned to be a certain way your whole life, to break out of that mold later on and become a completely different person. I don't know, man. I don't know. She does have a kid, and a kid will inspire you to do certain things. So I will give her the benefit of the doubt on that. Maybe it has, but I don't know. I highly doubt it.
Right.
You got any other questions for me, kiddo?
Not really. I mean,
all right. Well, listen,
I listen to you. I personally listen to you guys and like feel like I know you all so much. Like,
good. That's exactly what we're shooting for, Lindsay. So you have my number. You can reach out to me anytime. I'm always here. You're a friend of the show. You're a friend of mine. I appreciate you. I think we ripped the hell out of this thing. Oh, I wanted to thank you personally for the coloring book that you sent to my kid. He loved it.
Send me a picture if he's actually coloring it. Can we use it at any time?
Sure, absolutely. Do you have a copy of the coloring book that you want to show everybody? Do you have one with you?
1 second.
Okay, look at you. Didn't miss a beat. All right, you got it. It's sick. Where can you get it? Can you get it on Amazon?
Actually, the best place to get it is on Amazon. We're reworking the website at the moment. My really good friend, who is actually friends with Gigi's ex-husband Shalom.
Okay.
They're friends.
It's all a small world.
Yep. So he did all the artwork.
Okay. What's the name of the book, and what's the website you said?
It's a Hamsa coloring book.
Okay.
Here's one I actually colored myself.
All right. The real cool designs. Definitely my son gets a kick out of it. Thank you for sending that to me. I hope everybody out there buys 10,000 copies of it. You'll love it.
I hope so too. Amazon, the best place. I mean, and I've read your book to like my niece and like other kids that I know. So
awesome. Thank you so much for being you, Lindsay, for being a part of Till the Dirt. We really, really appreciate you. I'm happy that you're here for the 3rd episode. I'm sure we'll have you back for another one.
I would love to
doing
come
a bunch
back
of
for more. Now I need to actually watch and keep up with what you're going to be. I have to now watch everything again.
Awesome, man. Awesome. It was a real pleasure. You're a bubbling spirit, kiddo. I love you very much. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And thank you for sitting in with me.
You're welcome.
All right. You have a great day.
You too. Bye.